Major story developing overseas tonight. At least 66 people died and 196 wounded today in a coordinated series of bombings across Baghdad. Less than a week after the last U.S. troops pulled out of Iraq, the country seems to be descending into chaos. CNN's Arwa Damon joins us live now from Baghdad. And Arwa, how tied is this violence to what seems to be a political unraveling?
It most certainly is a political unraveling and perhaps the beginning of the collapse of this government, John. Now, when it comes to the violence and politics here, the two tend to be fairly intertwined in the sense that political instability creates a vacuum, and that vacuum, when it comes to Iraq, tends to be filled by terrorism. For the Iraqis, the challenge is not just going to be going after al-Qaeda cells, training up the Iraqi security forces. If they really want to combat violence, they need to create political stability. There are any number of extremist groups still operating in Iraq, not just al-Qaeda, who view the political instability as being an opportunity to carry out acts of violence because they believe that through violence they can grab power.
Arwa, the U.S. troops are gone. Is there anything the United States can do to try to resolve this crisis, to help in any way, or is the United States now powerless?
Well, the U.S. is trying in the sense that it is urging the various political players here to try to get around a table and rebroker some sort of a power-sharing agreement. But beyond that, the U.S. really does not yield all that much influence, although that's not necessarily a bad thing because the current government largely came together because of a power-sharing deal that was, to a certain degree, negotiated by the U.S. The opposing bloc to Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki's State of Law coalition, the Iraqi bloc, says flat out that the U.S. put them under immense pressure to accept this power-sharing deal that they say at the end of the day was nothing but a sham. And that, they say, is what has led to the current unraveling of the government that could potentially, down the road, lead to even more violence, John.